And then you use some of them travel bathrooms. Jeez. Oh, God.
No! Why'd you tell us that?
Dude, that just sounds really bad.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Just too much shit, and I don't have enough time on my hands, and don't make a fucking joke.
God, I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship.
Stick around, cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it better.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, Jon, and Jamie Show. I am Jon.
I'm Nick.
And I am Jamie.
Yo, dude, Cindy was listening to your I am Jamie last week.
Yeah, what about?
She's like, is that Jamie? I was like, yeah. She goes, he sounds damn sexy when he pulls that I am Jamie.
That deep like voice.
Yeah, it's like a 1-900 number. Yeah, I'm Jamie.
Yeah, you're
Jamie, middle name Cocksmith.
born in the wrong decade there, Jamie.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have a mustache.
Now you got to do it all live and online.
Yeah, you need a porn stash.
I can do
Jamie,
webcam.
You're back from vacation. Are you refreshed? Are you recharged? Or that 12-hour drive down the neck?
Well, as anybody knows, with young kids, a vacation with young kids is not really a vacation.
No.
So true. JV was at the beach. He was telling me he had about 400 pounds of gear on his back.
Yeah.
He was like a pack mule digging this trench in the sand.
I know.
Ironically enough, like we were vacationing by Paris Island, and I was like, man, I wonder who has it worse. Some poor soldiers running through the sand.
Yeah, right?
I'm schlepping through the sand.
They're looking at you like, God damn, it sucks for him.
The only difference is he's doing sit-ups, I'm not.
Yeah, you're on duty, man. That's rough.
This is brutal.
That's okay.
My future.
Yeah, you're going to be double with the twins and everything.
Dude,
It's gonna
yeah.
be something
Remember this, one tip I can say is less is more when it comes to fucking beach gear.
100%.
Yeah.
How far were you from the beach? Was the house
It
on the
wasn't
beach?
it wasn't too bad this year. The one year it was bad where you had to like drive to it. I wanted
Yeah.
oh my God, I just wanted to just keep driving into the ocean.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
My
You know, it
windows
was
up.
sweet when we went down there one time. We went and went to one of the beaches where you can drive the vehicle on the beach.
Yeah, that's
Where you
the
had
shit.
to get to the
Yeah,
house.
like
Yeah, I
heard
Cape
about that.
Penelope and stuff. Yeah,
It was fantastic. I mean, we all had SUVs. You just deflate the tires a little
Yep.
bit. Go out on the beach. You back that thing up. You open up the hatch.
I feel like a man.
And when you're done, you scoop it all up and just toss it
Fuck
in.
yeah.
If the kids get cranky or something like that, you turn the car on and put the AC on.
yeah.
And say, here, have a popsicle. And you just go about your day.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Have a Coke and a smile, boy.
Yeah.
Just getting down there is 12 hours.
Yeah, the 12 hours,
That's
yeah.
about 8 hours too long for me to drive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, that
I got a
trip,
4-hour maximum.
that trip was 12 hours. And like I'm telling you,
You
especially
gotta
young,
stop too, right?
yeah, you got to
got
all
kids.
all the pee breaks. Somebody wet their seat, of course. Why not? Yeah, so I go down.
Just stop an empty bottle in the back and say pee in that
I'm telling you,
sucker,
with
dude.
young
My
kids
dad,
though,
I've done that.
with young kids, 6 hours is like the fucking cutoff, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's a cutoff.
Even
You go
with
over
technology
6,
today, with the iPad,
yeah,
still.
you're rolling the dice.
yeah.
Because it's like I gotta go potty. Well, Junior just went potty like 2 seconds ago. Now you gotta go. Starts off a chain reaction.
Why didn't you say so when we just stopped?
Yeah. And then you use some of them travel bathrooms. Jeez. You don't want to you don't want to hop in the one that was like, a poke through. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You don't want to get one that like a tire iron's attached to the key to get in.
Just
push it open, wedge the door.
I don't want my 7-year-old daughter sitting on a seat where like there's a glory hole next to it. You know what I mean?
Sea bass.
Yeah, I'm good, dude.
For a good time, call sea bass.
Yeah.
Be
Daddy,
here
what's
at
this thing
2:35.
sticking out of the hole?
Yeah.
Did you guys remember? I think it was the first Scary Movie where Shawn Wayans is in that, and he's in the stall, and he hears like a giggling,
Yeah.
and he goes,
Yeah.
and he puts his ear
Making
to
fun
it.
of Scream, the second Scream.
Yeah. Guy puts his pecker to his ear.
It's like almost like Porky's too, you know, where he sticks the dick out. Oh, I can draw a picture.
Sketch artist.
It's
got a mole on it.
I can identify it. Sad but weird.
We digressed right away. We're chomping at the bit. You can tell we missed a week.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Let's get right into it. We'll go with the weekend box office. Weekend box office.
Was it Meg?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh yeah, it's Crazy Rich. Last week was Meg.
Last week
Megalodon.
was Meg. This week's Crazy Rich Asians.
It got great reviews. I was just talking to Jamie about it.
Yeah, it was on the news a lot.
93% and 94% by the fan rating.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. The trailer looks decent. It kind of reminded me of. I was thinking it
It's a
reminded me.
romantic comedy. Who thought they were dead? You know?
Yeah, but it reminded me of like a little bit Princess Diaries, a little bit of Pretty Woman, and then just a lot of Asian culture that's introduced as far as like the landscape. You know, it's it'll be a video. I won't go out of my way to go see it, but
Not unless the wife wants to go, and there's a date night.
yeah, that's true.
You could always get that out if it's supposed to be a decent movie. At least you're going to see a decent movie. You're not going to get stuck seeing like 50 Shades like I did one night. That really sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, if there's an offer to get laid at the end of the night, you'll see about just anything.
tenuous offer.
Yeah.
What did
so
he
you
say about
better
Mamma
open-
Mia? Remember, he said,
Yeah, fuck
"We
it.
got in trouble for that one." Somebody was like, "I think your wife said you probably shouldn't have said that." I'm like, "Really?" I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny too. We're not going to censor this show, gentlemen. We're
I
going to.
mean, the majority of our audience will get a real chuckle out of that.
Yeah. We
It
have
might
our
be like a 1% if we even have that 1% right now.
Well,
that won't like.
Dude, if you're going on a date with your wife to go see Mamma Mia, and you're a dude, you have other things in mind besides seeing Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Correct?
There should be an alternative motive.
Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, if you will.
Half the things, majority of the stuff you do
Or
for
a
your
cherry
wives
pie,
are
whatever
for
you're
that
into.
light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. The problem is that we're so basic. You know, it's like I always say that. You know, I play checkers and Cindy plays chess. You know, where I'm like, I'm going to see Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I'm getting some after this.
yeah. He's like, you simple bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know if I'm taking her to go see the Avengers, I'm beating off later. You know what I mean?
You might as well beat
know
off
the
before.
deal.
You might as well beat off before you go and just get it
Who
over
knows?
with.
You know, you might catch a Chris Hemsworth scene. He's got shirt off, maybe glistening a little bit.
I'm good on that, but I know it's good.
Well, that's what you could use for the material later.
Nah, thanks. I'm good on that.
So back to box office, we had to your point, Nick. Meg was Crazy Rich Asians did 26 million. The Meg coming in second did Jason Statham's The Meg did 21 million.
How much has the Meg done so far? I think somebody said it did over 100 million, right?
They did total gross, domestic gross was 83
Oh, maybe
million.
I heard wrong.
I hear it was.
They're-
I hear it was good. I heard it was like decent, but my only problem.
Just got to go into it with the right frame of mind.
Yeah, and that's fine. But the title, man, do we really have to shorten
I can't
things up?
stop thinking of The Simpsons.
I wasn't thinking of The Simpsons. I was thinking of Family. What the fuck? Did the other
Family
one?
Guy. That's what I
Family
meant.
Guy.
Sorry, I totally
Meg,
goofed.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Yeah.
The Meg. I thought it was
Yeah.
their movie. I'm like,
just-
that would be hilarious.
Are we that fucking lazy that
Yes.
we have to just do that to movies?
Just put the Megalodon.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
The
know
Megalodon.
what? Nick, worldwide it did. Holy shit.
What did it do?
$315
Oh, I
million.
see. I told you. It was like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, think about it.
It looks
dude.
like they I have to give them credit.
Sharknado.
Yeah, my mom loves Sharknado, dude.
They're coming out with Sharknado dinosaurs.
but it's the
or
last
some
one.
shit like that.
Isn't it the last
I
Yeah.
think that's in the title. It's like the last or the final.
Yeah,
whatever.
but if it makes money, they'll come out. Oh, the prelude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the point. They released the Meg during Shark Week, right?
Yeah, well, I
So
mean, why not?
where is a
It's
win-win?
marketing. It's marketing.
Yeah, it's genius.
Yeah.
And then-
Mile 22 is coming in at number 3 with 13 million. Oh, by the way, the Meg, $130 million budget, so they crushed their budget. Mission
Cha-ching.
Impossible is number 4 with $10 million. Alpha, which I didn't know much about, but apparently it's like this Boy and a Wolf, but in like Cro-Magnon.
Yeah, it's like
days.
10,000 years ago,
Yeah.
10 BC or 10,000 years BC
Yeah.
or something like that.
Exactly.
He gets that the boy becomes the alpha of the pack or something like that. It got good reviews, but I have no interest.
Did it get good reviews?
I think so. Let me look it up real
No,
quick.
I believe you.
I'm curious.
Disney's Christopher Robin's number 6 at $8 million, almost $9 million. Black Klansman. I want to see this. It's a Spike Lee joint, and it actually.
Who else did that with him? Key and Peele. I think Peele did it, right?
I'm not sure who did it. Oh, Jordan Peele. You're
Jordan
right.
Peele. Yeah. Apparently, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, I'm a fan. I mean, I just from what I saw of the premise, and it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
What is it?
So it's in the 70s. It's set in the 70s.
What's it called again, real quick?
Black Klansman.
Okay, it's like a Black Panther type thing?
No. It's basically it's Spike Lee, and it's set in the 1970s, and it's basically about two, I believe, cops. Now I could be getting this wrong, that are looking to infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan.
Is that with what's his face's son, Denzel Washington's son?
No, it is.
Yeah, it is. It's because he was in Ballers.
You're right. You're
He's in
absolutely
Ballers.
right. It's John David
Don't
Washington.
fact check me, motherfucker.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, he's right. He is right because I'm thinking about
The guy's
it.
from Ballers.
Is it Denzel's son?
He goes by a different name. He doesn't go by Denzel. He doesn't have his last name's not Washington.
Parents, Denzel Washington. Yeah.
He's
You're
from
right.
Ballers because I remember there was
Yeah,
a
I
big
like
thing.
Ballers. He's good in Ballers.
Ballers started this week.
Did it start this one? I gotta
it.
watch the end of second season. I kind of like.
It started last night.
Here's a quick question: you guys, is this kind of like a weird show? But I kind of watch. You guys watch a show called Wrecked on TBS?
No.
It's all about a spoof off of Lost.
Oh, really?
It's a little stupid funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I can
it's-
get
I
behind
like
stupid funny.
Stupid
Dude,
funny's good.
check it out.
We're all-
It's a total stupid. There's on a third season.
Like
Sharknado.
not another teen movie funny, or like a stupid funny, like a Super Troopers stupid funny.
Kind of like a mix.
Yeah.
It's like all these people have plane crash on an island, and they're all like, pretty much everybody on the island that was on the plane are a bunch of idiots. And
Okay.
it's just every week there's just something stupid more going on, and they just get caught up in it. It's just 20 minutes of, well, a half hour, I guess, of pure idiocy. I can't even say it. It's just funny. Now this season, it's like the one season pirates invaded the island, and they got like, they were sex crazed pirates. It sounds stupid, but, well, it is stupid, but it's just funny stupid.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Just, you guys, we were like, you know.
So I just pulled up the description for Black Klansman.
Yeah.
It's going to do the description I pulled up is going to be much.
I didn't
better
know it
than
was a true story.
What I was trying to.
I think I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah. So it's set in the 70s, early 70s. And it basically says it's about this guy, Ron Stallworth. He's a young detective. He recruits a more seasoned colleague who is Adam Driver, this guy, Flip Zimmerman. And they go undercover to investigate for the investigation of a lifetime. Together, they team up to take down the extremist hate group, the Ku Klux Klan organization. It aims to sanitize its violent rhetoric and appeal to the
Wow,
mainstream.
it got a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes and a 79 on fan reviews.
Yeah, I heard it's really good. So but it's not doing well in the box office.
Well, a movie like that, it might not, just because.
Well, they probably didn't. They didn't promote it that much.
No, because
don't
I
think
didn't
they
see
did.
too many.
And then it's probably not in every theater.
There's another guy. Who's the other guy in the movie?
It's Adam Driver,
Okay.
Kylo
yeah.
Ren,
Okay, yeah, God, forget. Maybe that's
who's
why.
really good. He's just in.
He's not a bad actor. He's a pretty decent actor. I've seen him in a couple other things that are pretty good.
Yeah, he played a funny role in that. Oh, damn it! I can't think of it.
It was like that family funeral thing. Where
Where that's that robbery where they like robbed like the NASCAR thing.
Oh, I didn't see that. Was that funny?
I
know what you're talking about. Lucky 7 or
yeah, something like that. It was okay. It wasn't good, but like his part was funny.
It's in 7,000 theaters.
How did Christopher Robin do?
Is that a lot? Honestly, I don't know. Is that a lot?
Was that even
It's
on
not-
there?
Some of them are, I think, around 14,000 theaters or something. I you know what? I'm speaking out of the side of my head. I'm not sure if that's a lot. It seems like a lot to me. Christopher Robin was number 6. That did $8 million, almost $9 million.
Well, I guess you can compare. How many theaters was that? thing in.
So Christopher Robin was in less than 7,000 theaters. It was in 6,800 theaters.
So I guess that's a lot.
I guess it is. I don't know.
I don't know what's a
Shit,
lot.
That's
It's not.
But if you
Avengers they're releasing that, by the way, all the Marvel movies for like 1 or 2 days in the movie theaters. Supposedly, yeah. Like you can see Winter Soldier again.
It seems like it seems like a lot because even Incredibles 2 is in a little over 4,000 theaters.
Yeah, but that's like a month out.
That's true. It might have come out of some of the theaters.
I mean, you would have to go back to look at what how many movie theaters Avengers Infinity War released at, and to get a gauge.
Crazy Rich Asians was in 3,300 theaters.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's half.
This is according to Box Office Mojo.
Okay.
So anyway, moving on. Black Klansman at $7 million. These are all domestic grosses. Slender Man at $4 million, and then Hotel Transylvania $3 million, and last but not least, the musical that you two chuckleheads are swooning over, which is Mamma Mia. It did $3 million, a little over $3 million.
Only to get laid, sir.
That's how it sucks you in, man. Then you get caught up. It's like those soft pornos, man.
Hell yeah. I'm in it for the plot.
So that's box office. Let's switch over to the news. We need to insert some cheesy sound bite.
Yeah.
Like the old school ticker taker or something like that.
Yeah,
we can't start doing that.
We need a Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Brilliant.
He's a fucking genius, dude.
I told you, my buddy
Fred
Mark.
Norris.
My buddy Mark will be Fred for us. He'll be our lackey and our Mark. And our Fred.
Yeah. The combination. He'll do engineering too. He'll be a Scott and a Fred. In the news, Star Wars Episode 9 supposedly is going to be wrapping up principal photography. That means a big bulk of the filming in February of next year.
Nice.
So one thing I wanted to note is that it's the co-writer of this next episode is a guy named Chris Terrio, who wrote Batman v Superman.
Oh, God.
Oh, no! Why'd you tell us that?
Dude, that just sounds really bad.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Dude, seriously.
But the saving grace, he's an Academy Award winning screenwriter.
For what, though?
Argo.
Okay.
Argo was good.
Yeah.
But he wrote Superman versus Batman.
But he might not, like, let's be honest with screenwriters. If they're hiring, they might not have complete control of what they're doing. Batman versus Superman, they injected, it was supposed to just be a Superman movie. They injected Batman into it.
But
and then changed the whole damn thing in the middle.
But I'm saying as opposed to what they're doing to Star Wars. Now, think about that.
And that's why I thought it'd be an interesting conversation.
Well,
we're stirring the pot here.
yeah, well, I got to bring up my Star Wars news real quick.
Go for it.
There's a rumor out there, and it has legs, that the next title will be The New Order. It could mean a lot of different things. Ooh. It could mean the New Jedi Order. It could mean the New First Order, with Kylo Ren, and a lot of people...
I like it.
Exactly. A lot of people are liking that title.
Yeah.
So... I don't know.
Ooh, I just got excited again.
Oh, wow. That's impossible. I didn't think that was possible, John. But I'm getting excited just for a couple things. They're bringing back Billy D.
Yeah.
If they introduce that Thrawn character, I will really make me excited.
Mm-hmm.
And there are even hints to Luke having had a significant other at some point.
And that might be the Mara character for...
Yep.
What's her name? Felicity.
Felicity, or Kara. She died in
Carrie. I keep wanting to say Carrie Underwood.
They're saying that might be her.
Carrie Russell.
Which, then would hold to what's-her-face's parents. Maybe Luke was her father all along, and we didn't know.
Yes.
They tie that in, and they
What's Snook? Is he like the creepy uncle?
He's the creepy uncle.
That wears the Hugh Hefner smoke jacket for no reason.
Dude, he's never going to let the Snook thing die, dude. I swear to God. Even if the next movie hits almost every bucket, but it doesn't hit that one little bucket, and it's a killer movie, this motherfucker would be like, 2.
Yeah. What's up,
Uncle
with Snoke?
Snoke. Or Uncle Snoke is like, no, you couldn't hang out with Uncle Snoke. Uncle Snoke was the weirdo that was like, where's the kids? Who made that joke? I think it was Chris Rock. They're with Uncle Snoke. No, get him away from Uncle Snoke. Uncle Snoke doesn't wear
But
pants.
the title does sound cool, though.
It does.
I don't know if that's going to be the official title. I don't even know where they're going
God,
with it.
I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship.
Yeah, well, let's not go down this too much.
Nah,
'Cause
we can't.
Yeah.
So more. Go ahead.
One more thing. Did you see the Star Wars trailer for that new cartoon?
I did.
What did you think?
So I saw it. It's supposed to take place 6 months before The Force Awakens. It's about this. I have some notes here. It's about this young pilot, Kazuto Zono, or it's Xiono. He's
Is
recruited.
that Poe in it too?
I don't know. I just read a quick. a quick.
Not far off on that.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? A little Freudian slip there. Recruited by the Resistance and is tasked with a top secret mission to spy on a growing threat in the First Order. So that's the plot or the premise.
It looks kind of cheesy, though.
Yeah, the animation doesn't look great.
I don't know why they did it that way. It just you had your Disney. You have these deep pockets. Why would you make?
Because they're probably trying to right the ship.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you make the animation better?
I don't know.
Like the new project they got coming out on their own network. I got news on that. The Jon Favreau one, $100 million. I think we talked about this per episode. It's going to be $10 million an episode for 10 episodes. It's going to be awesome. It's a Mandalorian. It's going to be about Mandalore after, I believe, Empire. Not Empire. Jedi. I'm not sure because Mandalore. If you know anything about that, because Mandalore is where Boba Fett got his suit. They were Mandalorian suits.
They did a good bit in the animated series.
They did. They went into it a lot. Supposedly, Mandalore sided with the Empire, and they're like a really battle-oriented race. You know what I mean? That's where the Darksaber came from. And when the Empire fell, it's all about what happened on Mandalore after the Empire fell. I think so. Or is it after Force Awakens? I can't remember.
Well, if it happened, they were in the Clone Wars, the Mandalorians.
But so it would have to be after either Jedi or Force Awakens.
Oh, where the next one's coming from?
Where the storyline's going to be.
Yeah,
for
I'm
that
not
Jon
sure.
Favreau one. I know it's going to be about all Mandalore.
Yeah, I think the interesting point, the thing is, you can go a totally separate direction because they were like they're supposedly like a military culture.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I mean. It's like militaristic.
So they're strong enough to defend themselves and be a player and not be subjugated, right?
But they became not subjugated. They allied themselves with the Empire.
So that could be interesting, right?
Yeah,
you can be an ally, but still be still be powerful in your own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely interested in that aspect. I mean, seeing where
We've always talked about a live action Star Wars would be the shit. You don't even need to show the Force.
They can take their time with it too, you know? I mean, over say 10, 13 episodes, if they do this, they're doing it as a series, right? To take that and really take their time of it and do some real pulling and pulling the story out in a very thoughtful way. It's the Game of Thrones thing, right?
And it's like you said earlier. You do something like that, a show like that could correct some. If you do a movie and you screw up on a plot point, especially in the Star Wars, which we all know the fans are, well, like us, like really critical,
ruthless.
Yeah, you could correct it through the show if you invest enough money into it, like a Game of Thrones, where, all right, we kind of screwed up on the Snoke character. We didn't give no backstory. Well, here's where a way we can add a little bit backstory, not full backstory, but add a little bit.
Semi-right the ship.
A little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have a little more leeway with these things.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential. It's a whole galaxy. Right?
It's not even. It should be more than just a galaxy. It's just a galaxy far, far away. But it's supposed to be,
it's the opportunities. Around. I mean,
absolutely.
You could take it in a lot of different directions. I mean, just look at what the little bit that they did with introducing new aspects of the universe in Solo, right? And Vanessa,
I never heard of them. Yeah,
never heard of them before.
Yeah.
You get into the gangster world with with Paul Bettany's character and what it's another layer that you can just peel back and explore.
I still think they missed the boat on Solo. They should have done it like a PR version. That would have been a perfect movie.
I mean, there's a lot of opportunities there for. I mean, when you go R, you can turn the corner. Although PG-13 is getting pretty. It doesn't even PG-13.
But that was a soft PG-13 Solo.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I've seen PG-13s where I'm like, is this PG-13?
Yeah.
You know, where they really push the envelope, and it's like, they get their one fuck in, and then it's like. Everything else is a free for all.
I just want to admit, John's the first one.
Cursed John.
No, I said fuck earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Not as bad as the fuck episode.
We might be able to go out to a nice dinner at the end of the season.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well,
With all the fucks in the fuck jar.
it's on the fucking house.
So more in the news. I was just poking around the internet, and that's what we do when we cultivate the news that we provide to our loyal listeners. Is 13 Reasons Why is getting a third season. Did you guys know this?
Yeah, we knew that. Remember we talked about how we thought it should have ended at 2?
Well,
because it would have made his character, Clay's character, everything he went through, and it came up to a moment where stopping that one kid from the mass shooting would have made his character, made her death and everything that happened before legitimate, because he grew because of that, where he had enough balls to stop him. If that happened before then, he would have never had enough balls to stop
That's
him.
one of those shows, like, they should have just been humble. And just, you know what I mean?
Well,
there's a lot to be said when you stop when the getting is good. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, like I always bring up Seinfeld as a good thing. Like, he was still getting it. Like, the last episode sucked, but he still could have gone another, couple seasons.
He probably could have gone another 5 or 6 easy.
But he stopped while the iron was hot. And there's a lot to be said about that.
And there's something to be said about that. That's a themed type show. I mean, not exactly. It's how it's done. It's like it's all flashbacks. You know what I mean? Eventually, it's going to wear on the audience. Like, dude,
it's like time travel.
Tired.
It's like doing like a time travel thing. It's just cheap now.
Yeah. You got your 13 reasons you don't get anymore.
Yeah. And like the second season.
This isn't 36.
The second season was like semi-justified. I like that, but
because I liked that they had a little more backstory to everything. It was fine.
But now you're going back to the well. And we've already been to the well.
Well, they're going back to the well, and the cast is going back to the bank because they re-upped when they.
I can't knock the cast if they're going to make another one. Hey, cha-ching! Look at Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
they're getting paid millions of dollars, $1 million an episode. Hell, fuck it. If they're going to come to me and say we were going to do another season, how much do you want for it? I don't want the damn money.
I agree. I mean, I used to like it. You work with enough people and you work long enough in like a corporate world, and eventually people start to get comfortable around you, and then they talk and they tell you this shit you don't really want to hear, which is like their salary and how they're pissed off about their salary. And I'm like, you negotiated it. If you're pissed off about it, quit or do something else or work hard enough to where you get a raise. And then if that, whatever. The reason I bring it up is because like I'm with you, Nick. It's like if you're going to be locked in, get your money. B.B. King. Who was I just listened to? I was listening to an interview with Joe Walsh. And Joe Walsh, who's rock and roll legend, right? He remembers talking with B.B. King right before B.B. King had passed. And he was like looking to B.B. King to give him some sage wisdom and advice. This was on Mark Maron's podcast, WTF. And he goes, get the money. Like that.
You can't knock the actors, dude. It's the producers and the executives that are going to end up losing out in the end because they're thinking, oh, we did so well in these first 2 seasons. Now we're going to bring in a third. I'm telling you, I'm probably not unless they have a huge twist and do it a totally different way. I'm not really that interested in it.
And really what I was thinking about, the point I was looking to make, because I know it's a little bit of old news, which is one, good for the actors. They're going for more money. Two, I don't think they should do a season 3, but they're also thinking about that they could be in contractually for another season, which would be season 4. And I was thinking they ran out of gas. In my opinion, after the first season, they should have clipped it. 2 was entertaining. I watched the whole thing. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was sucky.
Yeah, but now you're cheapening the value of the whole entire project. Like if you drag it on like that, it makes everything else cheap.
That's why you go back to Game of Thrones and shows that I just love the fact that going into watching Game of Thrones, maybe not the first season, but after I learned about it, I knew it was going to have an ending.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't know what the ending was going to be, I'm looking forward to that experience of getting to the ending.
And they reached a point where they said that they were going to end it, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, you knew it was coming, but
you should say that every time.
That is where the point I'm trying to hit is like that's how you should be. Like 13 Reasons
You should
Why.
be heartbroken.
It was up, and you're like, damn it! Like it sucks that there's not another season.
Yes,
but it makes sense.
It makes sense. You know what I mean? It keeps me wanting more.
Totally.
Be humble.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, think about, and as far as back to the money, Nick, it was like Tom Hanks didn't get paid for Forrest Gump.
No,
he got a percentage.
Oh, did he really?
Which was about $40 million.
Oh, he took like 10% or something.
It's like those guys are making big money.
Well,
those
it's like what I said to Keanu Reeves about the
Matrix.
The Matrix. He took.
Yeah,
he didn't take him.
And Alec Guinness with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And he hated the role.
Yeah, but it's like that's. These kids are getting paid in the hundreds of thousands. They're not even getting, maybe I think they top out at like 200,000, maybe 135,000 an episode. An episode. I mean, it's fine. I mean, shit. Would I love to get paid that kind of cash? Of course.
But you know why these certain
but they're making the producers and the people that own that property are making way more than
Keanu Reeves with The Matrix. They probably couldn't get him for his regular price at the time. So what they said to him is
get you on the back end.
We'll get you on the back end. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big hit. And Keanu Reeves is all about, the karate aspect. And once they threw that in there, he's like, sure, Allen Guinness. That's how they got Allen Guinness.
Yeah.
That guy, before Star Wars came out, was considered
world-class thespian.
An actor on the stage. Shakespearean actor type deal. He wasn't going to do that. But then they're like, dude, we'll just pay you the residuals. And he's like, fine.
Well, and you brought
he's not even in the movie that long.
It's funny. Just a quick note. I read this too. It's the Wachowskis who did The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
They tried to get this world class. I forget his name. World class stunt coordinator / choreographer, kung fu choreographer. I forget what kind of martial arts it is, but it's
for the first one.
For the first one, and the dude didn't want anything to do with it, and the guy kept throwing out these unrealistic things, like you'll have to pay me this much money, and they're like, okay, and then he was like, all right, well, all the actors have to train with me and learn kung fu or whatever this specific martial art was for 4 months, and I won't do it unless you do that. And they're like, and I have to be in charge of all the fight choreography and everything. And he threw out all these outrageous demands, and the Wachowskis were like, okay.
So did he do it?
Okay, yeah. He wound up doing it because he was like, he got thrown it out there thinking they would say no because he didn't want anything to do with it in the beginning.
That's cool.
And they're epic, right? I mean, it's so legendary.
That first one is, I like the other two, but that first one is just,
I know kung fu.
Yeah. And he runs up the wall and you're like,
yeah, it's so epic.
That's cool. And Morpheus was the badass.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that was 13 Reasons Why. Robert Downey Jr., I don't know if you guys heard, he posted on Twitter today. It was a picture of him, and he was making a face. He was like practicing my Sherlock Holmes face.
For 3, I heard he might be coming out with 3.
So he might be doing this third installment of.
There was
Sherlock
supposed
Holmes.
to be a joke in there between him and Cumberbatch about Sherlock Holmes when they first met.
Oh, really?
Because they both played Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
There was supposed to be some kind of like. But then the Russo brothers said, we're not going to do it. It's kind of cheesy. Because he plays for the Sherlock for and BBC or whatever it is.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to bring up, well, that was Robert Downey Jr., 13 Reasons Why, and really, let's kind of segue. It's a clumsy segue, but over into trailers. Did you guys see the trailer for this new Chris Pine movie called Outlaw King?
That I did not.
No.
Yeah, so he's doing this thing. Remember, first of all, let me preface it with saying, before Lord of the Rings and before...
When is it scheduled to come out?
I believe it's December.
Let me go back.
Braveheart was my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Yeah. It is an awesome movie. I didn't know it was your favorite, though.
It was. I mean, it just... When I watched it the first time, And you know, I mean, I should say that Star Wars was in a class of its own. But
you're talking about just straight up movies.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I just thought the way they captured it
was done so well.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think that fight scene in the beginning after they kill his wife. Spoilers, and fuck you if you haven't seen that movie.
Dude, that movie is awesome.
But they killed his wife.
They kill his wife?
What do you mean? His wife got killed?
Really?
God damn you, John!
Cut her neck open. Right?
Yeah,
ear to ear.
Yeah.
I always get that confused with The Passion.
Or what about Patriot?
Oh, I got a fun fact about The Passion.
I love The Patriot. You ever see The Patriot?
Oh, dude, Patriot's awesome.
That's a great movie, man.
The way I see it, it was like, all right, we saw you how well Braveheart did. Let's pick a different time period, and you can do the same thing.
Yeah, it was awesome though. I liked it.
It was really good.
And what's his face playing his son was like perfect.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. It was Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger was really good.
Yeah.
You know, they had a little.
That's a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
And when it comes on TV, I remember they were trying to figure out who the ghost was. The guy, the evil bad, the evil colonel.
Yeah.
And then he finds out who the ghost was. It's like you're the ghost.
What was this?
In Patriot.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
You're the ghost.
yes.
He goes, you with that stupid little farm boy. Yeah.
That's right. That was awesome. He
I
had
always watch it when it comes
It was
on.
like, oh, he busts out his tools. His tools are like that hatchet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man, when he killed those guys in the river when he was with his sons, he's like beating the shit out of it. Well, of course his son just died. I'm sure he's just like,
yeah.
But he's like blood splurring all over his face. It's
like,
like, dude.
you don't know. Like he's like basically like my family doesn't know me as this person.
Yeah.
You
When
know?
he cut off everybody's fingers and toes and sent them down the river.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a little brutal, dude.
Yeah.
You forget the times we live in that, you know, we don't see that too often. And when we do, it's like a one incident.
Yeah.
People live that way all the time.
Oh yeah.
Back
You
in the
look at
day.
the old school torture devices back in the middle of the time.
Well, you're talking about Braveheart, dude. They were
Yeah.
ripping the shit out of his guts.
Yeah.
And it was supposedly 10 times worse than it actually was in the movie.
and they dismembered him. They drawn and quartered him, and then
Why
put
he was
his-
alive?
Yeah, and put his head on the what's it called, London Bridge.
Didn't they like take parts of his body
Yeah,
parts
put
and
on
put them
the
all
four-
around England or something
Yeah.
like that
Send a message.
Four
to
corners.
deter?
Yep.
But then Scotland, like 2 years later,
Well, that's what this is about.
Yeah.
So the Outlaw King is about Robert the Bruce.
oh,
So it's almost like it picks up where Braveheart left off, and he
it
unites.
picks up where, or does it have a hint towards what the hell, the guy, the Braveheart character? What's his name?
William Wallace.
Well, does it have a hint to William Wallace in this?
I don't know. I don't think it does. I think it's. Remember at the end of Braveheart when
They go fighting. I remember, yeah.
he's got his helmet up, and
Yeah.
Robert the Bruce puts his helmet down, and then I think it's kind of picking up on that timeline. So it's got Chris Pine in it.
Does he do an accent?
He does, and it's
good?
not. He didn't do it a lot, so that makes me a little nervous. But
I
he's
gotta
an
check the
amazing
trailer. I gotta
actor,
check.
so-
I love the dude. It's awesome, and
Yeah.
not just because he plays Kirk and he did it well. Anytime he's in a movie, it's like, God damn, he's
Yeah.
a damn good actor, man.
He's a brilliant. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen him in even just I rewatched Wonder Woman again.
I was on the other day. I watched that too.
It's good.
Did you see the poster for 1984?
No,
They did a Breakfast Club poster of all the characters.
Really?
in it. Yeah, it was pretty funny, and he's like in the front.
that's cool. But they did do that with Ready Player One too.
Did they really?
Yeah, but it looks good. He plays King. He's Robert the Bruce, and basically he's looking to unite the clans and take back Scotland. It's still King Edward the First and his son King Edward the Second.
No, I thought Longshanks died.
In Braveheart he does, but I don't know how historically accurate it is
Okay.
with the timeline. But
I don't even know where it falls in the timeline because we're Queen Elizabeth. It's before King Henry VIII, right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Well before that. Okay.
yeah. I think it's is it 1200? It's medieval times.
It's 1200. It's like-
medieval times.
we don't need to look it up.
Welcome to.
Our lackey will do that.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right. But it looks good, and you know, Dreamy, my man crush on Chris Pine, man. It's
I think
like
you do.
He's,
I got
he's
Mark
definitely getting
Hamill.
it done.
He has what was yours again? I forget.
I have many. Michael J. Fox.
It was Michael J. Fox. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I thought
Anybody from Back to the Future, actually, that's a man in that. You have a man crush on?
That's true.
Anything in the 80s, really. Matter of fact,
Gleam in the Cube.
Yeah, Gleam in the Cube. Some guy saw Maddox was wearing like a rad hat. He's like, dude, that movie was awesome.
What movie?
And he goes, did you like Rad? He goes,
God,
did you like that? I was like, that's all right. I was like, I'm more of a Gleam in the Cube kind of guy. He went, all right.
Jamie got a boner at that moment.
That's
my new best friend.
Right. He's now Maddox's godfather.
All right.
So
all right.
So we talked about Star Wars Resistance. We're like, it's kind of, I kind of give it a meh.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to catch it.
Yeah. But we did see, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we did see the Iron Fist trailer. Have you seen the latest one?
Yes.
Yeah, that looks
Awesome.
awesome. It even looks. The second trailer even has better fight scenes than the first one. I'm like,
Yes.
oh my god, this looks legit. It looks like they actually the fight scenes.
You know what I like about the trailer? I really like about the trailer. Did you go back and watch watch it again?
No.
No.
It's like, obviously
I fell asleep.
Okay, obviously he earned. Well, then I'll talk to Nick. Then
It was boring.
I'll talk to Nick.
John, just shut up.
Obviously, he earned the Iron
Please carry on,
Fist
gentlemen.
in the first season or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like how he has to like go back and get the Iron Fist back. Like,
Is that what they're saying in the trailer? Then?
Yeah, he loses.
Well, you're talking about in the first season.
No, in the second
In
season.
this latest trailer.
In the latest trailer, it looks like he loses the Iron Fist to his
No, 'cause the
quote
other-
unquote brother.
His
No,
buddy
yeah.
Davos.
No,
His
Buddy
body-
Dives gets the red fist. I didn't even know there was a red fist.
Oh, I thought he got the. I thought.
Did you guys see the
See,
trailer?
in the trailer, I saw him touch him on the forehead, like
And then he lost the Iron
pulled
Fist.
out the iron, like his.
He might have
G.
done that, but he got a red fist. Davos does.
Yeah, I think that may be the same energy, but only bad.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because it looked like they fought for the Iron Fist.
Yes.
and he lost. And then he had.
I
to,
thought
like,
Davos
and
lost.
then-
Maybe I reviewed that
and then he
wrong.
had- and then
He's
he
I
went
thought that
back.
was. I
And
thought
then he
that
had
was
to-
back when they were at that wherever Cum Lao, and that's how he got the rights. He beat Davos in that fight where they were both connected.
Shit,
I thought
man,
it was
you
like
might
a
be
flash.
right.
I thought it was more
I
like
don't
a
know.
flashback, and that's why Davos is pissed off at him.
I don't know, but I like Jamie's version better.
From what I gathered,
We'll have to review it after the show. 'Cause I want to see it.
Yeah, from what I gathered, it looked like that. Like somehow Davos came back and somehow like tricked him or whatever, and then they ended up having to fight for the Iron Fist. And then Davos takes the Iron Fist, and then
It tricks him out of the Iron
and
Fist
then
or something like that.
and then Danny had to like go back and get the Iron Fist.
Maybe you could be
which
right.
is pretty awesome because of how he is. Like, you know what I mean? He just like now he's like, I'm the Iron Fist.
yeah, it takes him
Now
down
it's
a
like,
peg or two.
yeah, it knocks him. It deflates his ego.
But I liked. Did you see the scene where he punches the freaking tractor trailer and
Yes.
it just like
Yes.
explodes?
That was
I was
badass.
like, dude, that's cool. They're finally.
It was
getting
moving, wasn't it?
Exactly. They're finally getting it, and the fight scenes seem legit. It's not like, all right, we're just throwing something together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, I saw from what I noticed from the trailer, which I could be wrong again, but the
You could be right. I could be wrong. I only
could
viewed
be,
it once.
I'm probably wrong, but it looked like that there's like other powers that Danny didn't summon from the Iron Fist.
No, there supposedly is. They,
Yeah,
they
so,
even
like-
talked about it in the last show, I believe, because they saw the one picture of they saw like a movie reel of the previous Iron Fist years ago because they caught him on tape. He was using both hands, where Danny only uses one.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
It was like that black and white.
Yeah, it was like
I
the
remember. And he
World
had
War
like
II.
he had like a thing over his face.
Yeah, so there's other powers that Danny has not, because I think he was so fucked up with his chi, like the last season, which you had a problem with, but me and Jamie both saw it as like that's why he was a whining bitch, because he was fucked up in his chi.
He wasn't balanced.
Yeah.
He wasn't balanced because he was still trying to figure out his parents' death.
She was blocked.
Yeah.
He needed some colace.
He had a little bit of blue balls there, man. Blue ball chi. Or it should be yellow balls, I guess. You know what I mean? Unblock that shit.
You went blue balls. I was thinking impacted colon. Yeah, so I am stoked. I mean, I had very low expectations because of the feeling I got when I left the first season of. I will revisit.
Are you going to revisit?
I am. I have to. I
I
want to
just-
be able to watch it all in concert.
I just feel like he has there's more of the story to tell with him than Jessica Jones or especially Luke Cage. There's not much there.
Well, dude, they can get into some hardcore, old school Chinese mysticism.
Exactly.
Man.
There's a lot there.
Like the old
You know
Iron
what I mean?
Fist, like I like that.
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of meat on that bone.
Yeah.
Where the Luke Cage, there's not. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
the fact that he's not genetically enhanced, he's not a mutant, he's not like he didn't fall into a vat of chemicals. It's a whole nother animal that's associated with mysticism. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's fascinating.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, speaking of which,
And I like his girlfriend. She's cool as shit.
my son likes watching Justice League, right? So we went in the back, and you know how they had that war in the beginning, they show you the war.
Yeah.
I like how they give you like a little taste of like the Green Lantern.
That was awesome, dude.
They even show it in the middle too when she's talking to Ben Affleck. I was watching it the other day.
Yeah.
And she's first explaining to Ben Affleck what's going on as Batman, Wonder Woman, and you see how like the one Green Lantern dies and the ring zips off.
Yeah, they all joined
Yeah.
forces to fight back this threat.
Yeah, I still get back to that. It's just one Kryptonian was that much more powerful than all those people.
Yeah.
They're pretty much saying Superman's the most powerful person in the universe.
Well, dude, go and rent or watch the Death of Superman cartoon.
Well, we were talking. You guys talking about that the last episode.
Dude, I just watched that and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you can rent it.
Yeah, you can rent it. You can get it on. I think you can get it on iTunes. Death of Superman, I watched
on demand because I don't feel like going on iTunes.
Yeah. Well,
I'm lazy.
you just buy the DVD when
Jamie
it comes
gets-
out next year.
Did you get Infinity War yet?
Fuck yeah, dude. That is Deadpool comes out next week.
Does it? Does it really?
Is it already out on?
Yeah, it's already out. I didn't get it yet. I'm not going to get that one. I'll just wait to rent that.
That's just bullshit.
Dude, there is an hysterical because Ryan Reynolds is really pushing. They're marketing the DVD release. They're calling it. I forget what he calls it, like more of whatever. But there's this guy. He's coming in and he's sleepy and everything, and he's changing a kid's diaper, and you see the feet kicking, and he's changing it, and he
it's
looks
Ryan
over,
Reynolds?
and it's Deadpool, and he's got the half baby bottom. You know, because he was ripped in half by the Juggernaut, and he's like, "What did you do, my kid?" And he's like, "You're gonna have to power wash that." You know, I had the chili or whatever.
Are you serious?
It is a riot, man. It's so goddamn funny. Check it out if you
Let's
can.
check it out.
But we did meander a bit. But yeah,
We always do. Come
Yeah,
on. It
that's
wouldn't be our show if we did. Wouldn't be the Nick, Jon, and Jamie show if we didn't.
meander we go. The other thing that I saw was outside of Iron Fist is Netflix. I see how Netflix is stepping up their game. Oh, by the way, that Chris Pine one was on Netflix. They're releasing it.
Oh, it's going to be on Netflix release?
It's going to be in Netflix, but they're also releasing it in theaters too.
What?
Really?
No
Yeah.
shit.
Netflix is releasing in theaters too?
Yeah, that's
What's like
huge.
a month before it comes out on Netflix?
I don't know if they're doing one or the other.
Oh,
before. I don't know what
Netflix
the
is
time
really stepping up their game, aren't they?
So yeah, and so much so they just did their own Netflix produced and released animation. It's what's it called? It's called Next Gen. It kind of reminds me. It's about this little girl and her mom's into robotics. The whole world it's a future set in the future, and the whole world like robots are part of society, you know. And she
They just released it?
No, I think it's coming out in December too. I'm not sure, but they have this little girl. Her mom's into robotics, and she's kind of like this misfit. She's kind of doesn't get paid attention to by her mom, and she finds this sort of throwaway, dejected, rejected robot. They become fast friends, and then of course there's a part where all the robots on the planet or a specific type of robot, they turn bad.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Netflix. I never think about my subscription to Netflix and what I owe them. It doesn't bother me.
No.
I don't think of it once. It's like almost to me, it's like a free service. I pay $13-12 a month. I never, because they release good shit all the time. Then I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, even if it sucks though, there's
Ozark
something good
season
around
2 is
the
coming
corner.
out soon. I liked
Yeah.
the first season. I'll probably check out the second season. I watched The Crown. The Crown was good shit.
Yep.
You know, I just keep releasing shit that's like, all right.
The point is that they are just dipping their toe into this side of the water, into this pool, this animation, high end animation, not My Little Pony or.
Well, they did Castlevania, the anime, and I like that.
Right, but they're slowly starting to get their way up into more and more
Pixar,
sophisticated stuff.
Yeah, like Pixar style.
Like, I have no doubt that in the next couple years they're gonna. It looked high quality.
I got to check it out.
I think, I don't think the story's great. Just based on the trailer, I could be wrong, but I think they're dipping their toe into this pool, this animation pool, and I think they're going to be up there with DreamWorks and Pixar and everybody else.
Well, it's like anything else, man. It's just you get in. Well, Netflix created this streaming service, and now everybody's biting at the bit to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They started it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's like a step behind.
Well, and here's the real thing, real clever thing is that they're a distribution model. They're funding this stuff, but a lot of times it's production houses that just need some money because they have an awesome idea and they have the talent at their disposal, and they're facilitating They're facilitators that then they just bring in and give a common platform for people to absorb.
It's not like they're going to have people thinking this shit up. They just got people going to Netflix saying, we got an idea.
Well,
yeah,
what
it's
about
the
this
beauty
idea?
of it because it's not like, all right, well, you're Paramount. You need to use Paramount directors and Paramount this and everything.
That's another thing, too. A lot of people that come on like Stern with the Netflix stuff, they always say that Netflix doesn't dabble in their stuff. They're like, they may throw out a few ideas, but they say take them or leave them.
Yeah.
And then that's it, which is smart. It's like, hey, let the creativity flow.
Hell yeah, man.
You know what I mean? We're not going to set boundaries here so it fucks up your creativity. You just run with it. And if it sticks, it sticks. Great. If it doesn't, we'll move on.
Stranger Things. That's probably how Stranger Things was done.
Sure.
These people came up. I mean, seriously. I heard about this and I'm like, it was stupid. You know what I mean? then I went over to my buddy Mark's house one night. He goes, just check an episode out. And I'm like, God damn it. I watched 2 episodes. I went home and I was like, Sham, we got to put this on. We got to put this. Next thing you know, 2 days later, I was done.
Revamped Winona Ryder's career. Now she's doing a movie with Keanu Reeves.
And then they're talking about how they might be married from years ago. You know, because they did a scene where
Coppola said that,
yeah,
right?
Coppola said that. I was like, what?
Yeah, we used a real priest or whatever it was. But that's all I have for trailers. Although I do have one other trailer. I saw the latest release of the SpiderMan video game released exclusively the PS or the PlayStation.
Yeah,
It looks awesome. God damn it, it looks awesome. I have a goddamn Xbox.
I know.
But
John's buying a PlayStation.
Yeah, right. But actually, there's 2 video game trailers that I saw. That was one of them.
Red Dead Redemption, dude.
That we talked about that
That
before.
fucking
that
game
looks awesome.
looks sick.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a gamer, so it means
The game looks
to me.
ridiculous.
But I'm going to bring it home to you, Nick. And my point being is that these games are so cinematic these days.
I know. They
That
look
you're
badass.
practically playing a movie.
I know.
You know?
But I just there's just too much shit, and I don't have enough time on my hands, and don't make a fucking joke.
I looked right at Jamie.
Dude's like a walking DeLorean over there.
It's one thing to have time on your hands to sit in front of your phone and watch a show, and you can get away with that with your wife. But sitting in front of a video game thing and playing video games all day, she's not going to cut that. She's
Well,
not gonna go for that.
There's a typecast, right? Or there's a certain perspective when someone. If I'm watching, you're absolutely 100% right. If I'm watching a movie and Cindy can enjoy it too, and we're sitting there, it's quality time together, right? But if I'm seeing there,
Playing
half
video
shot in the ass playing a video game, and it's 3 hours, and it's like now you're a degenerate.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that, Jamie?
Fuck it.
So the only other thing that I saw that was trailer on the video game side was this is haunting trailer, but it looked like not high end graphics, but just had the creep factor built down pat. It was called The Light Keeps Us Safe. It's by this company called Big.
It's a video game?
Big Robot. Yeah, it's a video game. They're going to distribute it through Steam. Steam is a distribution company that's associated with Microsoft largely. They're an independent.
Is it
going to
be a PC game?
Sorry, it's not through Steam. It's not through Microsoft. It's through Steam, their distribution model, but it's PC. But it's just, you see this setting, and it's all dark, and you see these giant looking robots with like red-eyed lights that are kind of like scanning, and then you hear
like Sentinels,
but almost shaped like the robot. Remember the robot in the first Incredibles?
Yes.
Yeah. The giant one,
the
claws and the tentacles.
Yeah, like that?
Kind of like that. But the creep factor is like ratcheted up for me up to like 100, because I'm watching it and they have this voice come over and it's like, you can't stay in anymore. You have to get to safety. And I'm butchering it, but just the haunt factor is right there, and it sets this mood. And the reason I bring these two games up is like, gaming is getting so much right? And I think the gaming community is really much more ruthless than moviegoers. Then again, there could be tons of shit out there that we just doesn't come to us. But I really wish that some of the movie companies would take a beat from some of these cinematic trailers and some of these concepts and ideas. We talked about it with some of the Star Wars cinematics that
we used to love them. Remember the Old Republic ones? Were
totally, man. And just
totally
pull
cool.
some of that juice in, and you can build whole movies around.
Why wouldn't you? I never understood why they don't go for those ideas, just in general.
I don't know.
These movie producers and all that. Why wouldn't you go there? There's gamers. There's people that do YouTube that makes millions of dollars just playing video games, and other people watching them play video games. It's the silliest thing to me in the world, but that's what they do now. Why wouldn't you see that as a movie producer or a movie industry and say there has to be a way to tap into that to make money?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy that did the first Deadpool, Tim Miller, he started Blur Studios, and Blur Studios, you look at a ton of those really amazing cinematic trailers from Batman, Arkham Asylum, from some of the Star Wars movies, and there's a ton of them. The guy's been in business for a long time.
That game was sick too, Arkham Asylum.
Oh yeah. But he's got this. It was such a natural transition for him to go to movies, because of how cinematic his trailers were, and he did that, and he was the one that I believe put together the first animatic or sample for that sold the Deadpool movie, and I'm like, but he's not prolific in the movie industry yet. I mean, he's been doing the video game stuff for a long time. I just wish that people would start to take notes and pull some of that shit into movies, because goddamn, I mean, they're really compelling, and I think it can make a lot of things work. Yeah, so from time to time, I'll do that. I'll take a beat and I'll be like, what's new in video games? And I'll just veg for half hour, 40 minutes, and watch trailer after trailer on the video games side, because it's like playing movies.
Yeah, I watched that Red Dead Redemption probably like two or three times.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I got pumped up about it.
Yeah.
Going out to get it?
It's not coming out till September, October.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it's coming out.
September, October.
So that's all I have in the news. We did want to talk about a couple of things. We'll get our topic in real quick. We are an hour in, but the topic that I floated over to you guys, it was a little late this afternoon, but it was basically, we went down the path of like, what's your sort of favorite cartoon movie? What's your favorite this movie? But what I wanted to pose to you guys, because I was kind of curious, because we never really went over, if my memory's serving me right, what's our favorite genre? And it's kind of tricky right now, because I think there's new genres that popped up. I think that if you look at superhero movies, especially with Marvel and DC, that could, technically, if you probably filtered in your Netflix search, it would come up under sci-fi or something.
Sci-fi,
like
adventure,
fantasy, whatever it might be.
Action adventure.
Action adventure, exactly.
So it's like a really gray area when you ask for a different genre now, because there's not like 5 sets anymore. There's so many different ones, and they all splurge into another one to another one. So it's like the movie Bright. I mean, would be sci-fi
or
right?
fantasy.
They're actually making a Bright too, by the way. But I just found that out. Little down to that.
No,
maybe.
that's good.
But or fantasy.
Yeah, is it sci-fi or fantasy? Because if
who knows?
I mean, elves and wizards is fantasy to me.
I mean, I think the only two that you really can clarify are three that they're dramas. There's dramas. There's always dramas.
Mm-hmm. Comedy,
and horror.
Yeah,
because some romances can be
sci-fi is definitely a genre.
Some romances can be classified as dramas
or comedies
or dramedies. Mm-hmm. Or romedies.
Oh, don't do this.
Jeez.
Now we're going down.
So, all right, let's make it easy on us. We'll say horror. What am I from? Queens. Yeah. Horror. Now I overemphasized horror, sci-fi, fantasy, superhero. We can do comedy, but I don't think the three of us are gonna. If we're gonna pick a favorite desert island genre, we'll go with comedy. I could be wrong.
I'd go for comedy.
Would you?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I probably would. Believe it or not, I probably would.
So that's the premise. All right. So
we're on a desert island.
We're on a desert island. You get one genre, and you get top 5
all time to watch, to rewatch. Ooh.
Yeah,
I know what I do, but you guys go first.
So to rewatch. So
this was
This
is your baby. Why don't you start?
Okay, but you would have to actually. In this case, Jamie would be in awesome shape because he would have the DVDs.
Yeah, because you guys are fucked.
There's no cell towers.
There's no streaming. You're not streaming your fucking bullshit. You may have got it a week earlier, but you ain't getting it now, bitch.
What you're talking about? If you're on Lost, where they actually have an energy supply of something where you can plug it into something. Yeah, Jamie would be sitting pretty.
God bless you. God bless you, Nicholas. That was the nerdiest thing we said all night.
How about when your fucking power goes out and you just hook up to your generator? I got a DVD I can pop in. Were you streaming, motherfucker?
I'm going to download that shit. It's going to go on my hard drive.
Let's rock this topic out.
All right, let's do it. All right, so I just went with it. I went. I really thought about it because I thought for sure it would have been fantasy because my all-time favorite, if I'm going with my desert island movie.
Now, is it TV shows and movies or just movies?
Just movies.
Okay.
That solves that problem.
Yeah, if I'm going...
I can binge a lot of shit and re-binge it.
You got to be careful. He's going to pounce on you when you say I binge a lot of shit.
Hey, man. I didn't say it.
He plays all the video games. I never bring it up, but he spends hours on video games. I don't.
Yo, the challenge to you, sir, check the time you spend on your video games because you can log that shit and find out.
Check the time on Walking Dead. How many episodes you got left?
Yeah. That's a fact.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So I would have when I first posed this question to myself, I said fantasy because my all-time favorite is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings.
Guillermo del Toro.
Son of a bitch.
I'm more of a Two Towers.
You know why I said Guillermo del Toro?
Why? I really want to know. I have to know this because this has been eating at me.
Okay. The reason I said it is because he was going to take over and direct the Hobbit trilogy. When
somehow they got stuck in your head?
And they're both, I'm going to say it, they're both short, fat, bearded guys. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking.
Yeah, you gotta have something.
They still didn't give me my card back.
So what do you pick?
Sci-fi. I went with sci-fi.
Not superhero.
Not superhero.
Nah, I think because there's more in that.
Yeah, and I went because I was like, and you know, Nick, we talked about rewatch factor all the time, and for sci-fi, I put Star Wars Empire, of course.
Yeah.
And then I went with Star Trek Wrath of Khan.
Which one?
The first one.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
Either one would have been a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the originals.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with you.
It's just epic. And then I was thinking about it. Like those two I shot right from the hip. I was like, bam, bam, that's fine. And then I went with Blade Runner. First one, not 2049.
You really have a rewatch fan? I liked it.
I love that movie, man.
I rewatch.
Yeah, I don't have
it's
a
just
desire to watch it.
Yeah,
it's a good movie, but it's like if it's on TV, I'm like I might catch a little bit, but I don't really like.
That's like a requiem for a dream for me. It's like I can watch.
That movie is trippy, man.
Yeah, but it's good, but I don't want to watch it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I dig. It's all personal, right? So, and then the next one after that was Aliens. I can watch that movie over and over and over.
So now is that horror? No, it's sci-fi. I'm just a little teasing there.
I would say the first one could have been more horror than sci-fi.
You're absolutely right.
And then, just for funsies, The Fifth Element for number 5. And then I got 2 honorable mentions, Close Encounter and Terminator. Those are the ones that I could, if I had to pick one, bullet to my head, get off this boat, take your 5 with you.
Okay.
You want me to go?
Sure. Go for it.
I know you guys all probably think I would pick sci-fi because the Star Wars.
Absolutely. I thought
and the
100%.
Star Trek.
This is good, though. We're not picking
I'm probably not going to pick it. I probably will go superhero, which is more shocking to me than you know. But these movies that just keep popping up, like Thor Ragnarok. I mean, I've rewatched that like 10 times, and I could probably watch it tonight and still enjoy it.
That's moved up on your list, man.
It has, man. Every time I rewatch, I just dig it.
Yeah.
So I guess I would go there, number 1. Probably Infinity War, number 2.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
So good. And
good.
And then, you got. I always liked The Winter Soldier, number 3.
Yeah, dude.
Amazing.
Yeah, and
Civil War, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to go. DC for number 4 is The Dark Knight.
Nice.
Yeah,
Shit.
such a good movie, dude.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And then I didn't think this, but I recently rewatched it, and I'm probably going to go with Logan.
Ooh. Hey, good
See-
picks, man.
See, it all ties together. Logan's like that serious. The last 2 are more serious, but
Yeah.
the first 3 are more levity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really kicked them into overdrive.
Yeah, they're good picks,
Because
man.
it's just they keep replaying these all the time on TV, and
Yeah.
every time they're on, I'm just like, I got nothing going on. If Taylor's sleeping or doing something, and I'm watching her, I'll just pop it on. And
Logan
it's
is so well done.
It is. Like, the first time I seen it, I liked it. I loved it. But now I watched it a couple times since then, and I'm just like, God damn it, this is a really good movie.
I wish I could recall the writer's name, but just the fact that they were like, okay, here's just one wrinkle, I think was one of a master stroke. Just, you have the most powerful mind on the planet. What happens when it starts to break down?
Yeah. And I liked how, like, the little twist they put in there where he's what happened in Westchester.
Yeah.
He's the one who destroyed the X-Men.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. And they just give you a taste of it.
Yes.
You want more.
I wanted to know the whole story. Come on.
Well, they didn't give it to you.
That's why that was so powerful right there. It wasn't just the Logan story, which itself was fantastic, but you had the Professor S angle, the little girl angle, and like we talked about like last week or the week prior, there was a lot of it wasn't all action. There was just a lot of down scenes, but they were good scenes.
Yeah.
Where they were eating dinner or they were riding in a car. You know what I mean? It was a well done movie.
Yeah, I agree. Good show, Nicholas. Definitely good picks. Over to you, Mr. Jamie.
Man, it's hard.
Can you be a classification of 80s?
Yeah, because I love, dude, 80s.
We'll do that on the next top 10 or top 5.
Even like early 90s.
It would have definitely been 80s.
Fuck yeah, dude. And then early 90s comedies.
Yeah.
Dude,
so you're doing comedies?
No, but like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. It's just like, and like the early Sandler ones.
Does she play for the Yankees?
Yeah.
You want me for pillow? It hurts like right here. No.
I could watch them like 1,000 times.
Yeah, they're funny. They're funny.
But, I would have to go the sci-fi route because
sci-fi.
There's a lot
to
there.
the Future.
Oh, that's right.
Well, Back to the Future.
Ghostbusters.
I'm going to go Back to the Future 2 first.
Oh, Jamie.
I love it, dude.
Man.
Back to the Future
what's
2.
Tickner doing next week?
Hey, man, Back to the Future 2 was legit. It was.
I know it's legit, but it's not better than the first one.
It is better than the first.
No.
It is.
We were just talking about this the other night, dude. No.
I don't understand you.
I'm trying to think. I'm not backing off.
Own your shit, man.
That one, and then Ghostbusters, the first one.
All right, thank God.
You
The second one, I'm leaving.
But then,
if you would have said 2 in a minute, and that's it for this week's edition.
but I'd have to keep in like fucking. See, that'd be hard because I want to watch Back to the Future 1 and Ghostbusters 2 as well.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
That's like
You
hard.
think they're all there's 4, give you some 5.
Yeah, but that's the hard one because like I like Star Trek Generations is probably like it's probably my.
You like Generations better than First Contact?
I mean, First Contact.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sorry.
First Contact
That's
was
probably
really
my
good.
favorite. It really
that's
is.
good.
And then it's tough because then I got Star Wars, and it's like
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
How do you leave that? If you pick that genre, how do you can't leave Empire out.
I can't leave Empire out. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
God, I gotta.
You do like John and throw in honorable mentions, even though that wasn't part of the deal.
All right, so
Sneaky sumbitch.
then I guess I would do like, I'd have to do Back to the Future 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I figured-
Ghostbusters 1,
Yeah. Okay. I see that. For
and
you.
then Star Trek, First Contact, and then Empire.
I agree.
No, that's a solid
I
list.
agree with
and then
everything except
honorable
for the two.
Yeah, except for 2.
And then honorable mentions, I have to do Ghostbusters 2.
Oh my God, Jamie.
Ghostbusters
We
2.
heard crickets right there. There was crickets.
What's wrong with Ghostbusters 2?
It's terrible.
It is not terrible. Dude, that was awesome. That movie was awesome.
Come on. They pump a bunch of slime into the Statue of Liberty, and the Statue of Liberty walks around.
All right, well, you can fast forward to where they put like, what was this? What was the newest one about?
All right.
I fell asleep.
No, it's better than the remake.
Yeah,
of course.
2 is awesome.
Yeah. No, I'll watch it.
Plus,
I'll
you
tell
got the
what.
scene where they're in the train and they always get run over. It's like, Winston. Come on, dude.
No, I'll grant you that. There are some scenes in that are really good.
Where are you
for
from,
me-
Johnny? The Upper West Side?
Yeah, what was that accent on the...
That's what was awesome. That's why it was fucking
You couldn't
hilarious.
place it, right?
And then when he was like fucking with him, he's like, here, you go get him.
Yeah. You know what? I sent you that text, that pic of my television screen. I had not seen Back to the Future from the very beginning.
Oh, that movie's
in
Really?
years. From the very beginning.
I haven't done it in the last 2 years, but I know at least a couple years ago.
It's always been,
Catching it some
15 minutes in, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it's
or
usually
whatever.
when he's running over the pine trees.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
usually when you dip in.
Yes, exactly.
Why is that?
Yeah, I got too lazy, but I was going to do a shirt that was Twin Pines Mall, and then have the time when he came back.
Yes.
And then on the back, just have a simple graphic
Dude,
of the flux capacitor.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it. Yo, and another honorable mention I got to throw in.
Go ahead.
Weird Science, dude. Fuck yeah.
Again, I love that movie. Wouldn't have put it in my
Dude,
five.
I'm watching it, dude.
Hey, man, that's why we're a good threesome. Yeah, so that's that. I mean, there's so much out there. That's why these lists are so much fun and can be so challenging because we do just gobble that up.
Nobody picked drama.
No,
Well,
comedy,
man. Fuck, dude. That's tough for me. I love comedy.
I know. That's why That's why I'm looking at
See,
it.
like comedy, let's throw this out there. I could do Old School easily.
Oh, Old School's brilliant.
Old School's good.
Loved Old School. And that's
Yeah.
like only one of the few movies recent that Wedding Crashers I could still watch.
Oh, Wedding Crashers.
But
was
I
great.
think Old School was better than Wedding Crashers.
But Wedding Crasher had like a zillion one-liners.
They did.
It was like a one-liner.
Anchorman.
Anchorman, the first one was.
Yeah.
You just killed somebody with a trident.
Yeah, I know. You should, Brick. You should hide out for a little bit. Maybe
You
lay
smell
low.
like Bigfoot's dick.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Sex
I
Panther.
love 40-Year-Old Virgin. That
Yeah.
was funny.
That's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
40-year-old virgin. And like I said, like Tommy Boy,
Tommy Boy. Remember
Billy
Spade?
Madison, Happy Gilmore.
No, you can go.
Remember Spade's hair blowing back?
Yeah, that was awesome. Matter of fact, we drove by where they got in a fight, like in front of the lumberjack.
Did you really?
Yeah, we drove by that, and I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah,
He's like-
motherfucker!" Yeah, she's like, "What?
What are you doing? Comedies you could do, but dramas would be hard because there's so I could do a Gladiator movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Gladiator is like the shit. You probably would do. What would you just
Braveheart.
Braveheart?
Yo, did I ever tell you? We were out, me and Cindy and a bunch of her friends. This is before we got married. We were out at this bar, a bunch of her work friends. And there was this guy, Dave, that was this kind of low-key, good dude, but real low-key and kind of reserved. And we were talking about all kinds of names, like fun names or play on words that people turned in real movies into pornos, right? And so we're like doing things like, like terms of enrearment, instead of
Harry
terms
Pooter.
Harry Pooter. Like
Captain Cock.
But Dave, he barely even says it above a normal speaking voice in this bar that we're in, Loud Bar. He goes, what about Gladiator? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, and I got it, Gladiator. Yeah. And I start pissing myself laughing. It was such a joke grenade by this unassuming cat. And I'm like, it was
probably
hysterical.
started so softly, like, what about Gladiator? And you're like,
it was brilliant. So we did some damage. We're looking at a little over an hour here. So that's it for our sort of topic of the day. You guys want to hear some fun facts?
yeah,
Go
shoot
for
it out.
Some fun facts. Okay. Oh, actually, it's not really fact check, but it's some things we kind of tripped over in the last episode. So, Rambo: First Blood, the book ending. You were spot on, Nicholas. That he did die in the end of that book.
I think we talked about it in one of the previous episodes because I didn't know about it. I thought you brought it up.
Yeah, I thought I didn't know anything about the book ending, but the sheriff actually killed him at the end.
Yeah, it was,
and then he died.
Yeah.
Sheriff Teasdale. The other thing was Robin Hood, Sean Connery's role, King Richard. Not
That's
King
it.
Edward.
It was Richard.
Yeah.
I knew
King
it wasn't
Edward.
Henry. I'm like,
Or Henry, that's right. I kept saying
I was like,
Henry.
I know it's not Henry, but
Yeah.
because there's not too many Richards. that were
Richard, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was thinking King Henry, King Del Toro, one of the
One of those guys.
Yeah, fun. That was really just kind of like not even a full fact check, just kind of we stumbled on a couple things. But fun fact, I didn't know this. Woody from Toy Story, he was originally supposed to be a ventriloquist dummy. The ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
Like, how much creepier would it have been if he was?
That's fucking creepy, dude. Any kind of ventriloquist dummy shit is fucking creepy.
Yeah, and the other thing, and remember the kid Sid who used to blow up all the toys?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looked like a ventriloquist, like dummy.
Yeah, well, inside his house, the carpeting matches the same carpeting that's in The Shining.
What?
That weird pattern.
Oh, shit.
So they added a little nugget of creep factor to it.
Little Easter egg in there.
Yeah, another fun fact, Armageddon. You guys all remember the Bruce Willis movie,
Yeah.
Armageddon, Ben Affleck.
I love that movie.
Great movie. Even, soundtrack is
It's hilarious.
legendary.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Well,
Oh, made in Taiwan. Oh, made in Taiwan.
NASA shows this film during their management training programs, and new managers are given the task of trying to spot as many errors as possible when they're watching that movie.
Oh, get out.
I wonder
Yeah.
if blowing up the meteor with an atomic bomb or actually landed on the motherfucker.
Yeah, guess how
Yeah,
many
later.
errors?
It was like 500.
Well, 168.
Yeah, because you already know blowing it up from the inside just is stupid because it would create more freaking rocks at the earth.
Exactly.
It's just dumb.
But everything from like their uniforms to the way they put their helmets on, all
really?
kinds of little things that are like, yeah, they would be dead right there.
Yeah.
No, that would have killed
Remember when
them.
they're in the armadillo on the freaking thing? They're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go out the hatch here." But Ben Affleck doesn't have his helmet on. I'm like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I just love, how cool is that? It's like you hear about those astronauts and the training they have to go through. It's like, yeah, good on you bringing something a little bit more entertaining.
Speaking of which, Brian brought on a good one too. Like, when SpiderMan and they were fighting on the ship and Doctor Strange like shot out of the ship for a little bit and Spider-Man brought him back in.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, shouldn't he be dead? Like, I think you might be right.
Who? Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
He had a
Maybe.
force field around him. And I was like, yeah, good on you on that one. That was a good pick.
That's again, how long can you last actually in space without dying?
Getting
It
your
was like-
eyeballs sucked out.
Well, didn't in Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord?
But he was half whatever.
Yeah.
He's half God.
Yeah, so-
half ego.
Half ego.
Yeah, let go my ego.
So and Thor is
Sorry,
Thor
we
is a
dig-
god. So
we digress.
Yeah, 1,500 years old. I thought this was kind of interesting. Jim Caviezel, remember Passion of the Christ? You said this earlier.
Yeah, I brought it up for some reason.
Yeah.
Odd reason.
Oh my
That
God.
movie fucking sucked.
It was a creepy.
No, I don't think it sucked. It was,
That was terrible.
It was brutal. It was a good movie,
dude.
I didn't like it.
He's up on the cross. He literally gets struck by lightning. The actor.
Really?
Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here!
Yeah,
God damn. Did he survive?
yeah. He's still alive.
Holy shit!
Can you imagine that? Like, I'd be like, holy shit.
We are not making this movie anymore. Out. See you later. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. Mel Gibson, he's over there.
He's crazy.
And then
He's
next thing you know, a year later, he has that drunken rant.
Yeah, well, we knew he hated the, So last fun fact, and it's not anything, not nearly as exciting as Jim Caviezel getting struck by lightning, but I didn't realize this. And again, I'm going to get my card taken away. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King got nominated for 11 Academy Awards, won all 11.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your favorite out of the three? You said
The Fellowship.
The first one.
Fellowship,
Yeah.
because you said it was almost by the book, right?
Yeah, it was
I liked
really tight.
I like the second one, man. I thought that movie.
See, I'm a fan of the second
the
one too.
fucking second one was
The
awesome.
fight scenes in that leading
It was
up
just
to it, it was the all around build up. There was so much action point from one point to the next.
Second was my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I love the probably the other one. The first one's my second favorite. Then the Return of the King. The Return of the King only because at the end it just had 45 minutes of closure, which I liked. But
Yeah.
it was just all right. I get it why you're doing it.
Yeah, the Battle of Helm's Deep was fantastic.
Oh.
I mean, just when it starts to rain and the orc, he comes up on the rock and he does that scream, that
Yeah.
battle scream, and it's like they're supposed to lose.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it gets real dire and
But
everything.
they added a little humor into it with the elf and the dwarf, and they're like 16, 17, and then
Yeah.
Aragorn throws him across.
Nobody tosses a dwarf.
Don't tell the elf.
Yeah, that's
that
funny.
little humor into it, and then you had the what's his face? I'm gonna wizard. God,
Gandalf.
Gandalf come in to save the day at the end.
Yeah.
Ride out with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, after he died in the first one.
Which I thought was funny though. He goes, "Ride out with me." He goes, "This will be the day we draw swords together." I said, "Haven't you been drawing swords with him for the past 2 days?" I mean, I don't get that. Why would you say that? But anyway.
Nah, it's
it always
good.
cracked me up that like one line.
Yeah, I knew it did really well on with each one.
I
of
can
the
ask
movies.
you one question about that movie. I always wanted to know this.
Which one?
Well, the end of that movie. What happened to Gandalf's the other white wizard? What
happened to Saruman?
Yeah, they never explained it.
No, he got stabbed.
But in the movie, they didn't show it.
No, he got stabbed in the movie.
Yeah, I remember him dying.
Yeah,
No, he didn't.
Grimer, Wormtongue.
No, he did not. Maybe the extended
maybe
version.
The extended, that's
because
what it
I
was.
remember Gandalf showing up in Return of the King, the first one, and they picking up that ball, the Galandrian
Yeah.
ball, whatever. And they asked him about the wizard, and he goes, "He has no more power now. He
That's
can't
right.
do anything."
He's in his own cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're right, Nick. It was the extended version. He gets stabbed by Grimer, Wormtongue.
All right, what happens to Wormtongue?
He gets shot by Legolas.
Nice.
He stabs him, and Legolas clips him, and Gandalf. And no, are you sure it wasn't in the extended one? Because he gets stabbed, he falls off, he lands.
I remember him falling.
It might be. I'm saying it's probably in the extended version. I don't remember seeing the extended version. But
Yeah.
I remember the regular version at the beginning of the Return of the King. Gandalf says he has no power over us anymore. He can't hurt because somebody asked him about him.
Yeah, he breaks his staff.
Yeah, so
But he falls and he lands on this water wheel looking thing, and he like goes under the water, and
well.
and then they scoop up the Palantir.
okay.
Yeah. So, but it now makes me want to rewatch that shit.
So I tried watching The Hobbit the other day. It gets bores me. But Lord of the
Hobbit,
Rings,
I'm out.
The Lord of the Rings, I'll watch any day of
Fuck
the week.
yeah,
that shit
dude.
pops on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The Hobbit, I'm out.
I know what I liked about The Hobbit, the beginning scene when they show the world of the dwarves.
No, the backstory of what
The
happened,
backstory
the Lonely
was-
Mountain. I did like that.
Because you like they talked about this kingdom under the mountain.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have Lord of the Rings news. The show that's coming out for Amazon.
Yeah.
The word on the street, it's going to be an Aragorn storyline of his beginnings because he's
Oh,
really
that's
old.
awesome.
He's really old.
Yeah.
He's like over 100 years old.
Well, he becomes this self. He sort of takes himself out of the picture because he doesn't want to be the king. He becomes a ranger. That's how he becomes known as Strider, the ranger.
because his dad, one of his mom or his dad,
He's a
has-
descendant of Isildur, and Isildur was the one who betrayed everybody and didn't destroy
Yeah,
the
but there's
ring.
some he has elven
Well,
blood. in him.
yeah, he's got, and that
That's
goes
how he's
way
able
back.
to. That's how he's able to live longer.
Yeah, he's able. I think he said he was like 88 when he was in the Battle at Helm's Deep.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Looking good for 88, buddy.
Yeah.
He was living with elves.
Well,
right?
yeah, he was living with elves.
But his like great grandmom was an elf or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact history, but it has to do with Luthien and Tenuvial, and goes back through to the Silmarillion. That you can trace back their
which would be
heritage.
cool, because now they're talking about they could have a younger character, a younger Aragorn, but you also could have, if you do it right and enough time before, if hopefully he doesn't die, have Gandalf in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys smell this? This is us not getting pussy.
That's
Well,
I put that out there.
Yeah, my wifey knew that the geek was deep.
Honey, turn this off, please. Just for the sake.
It was still, you know what though? She made a point. When I shit on the reality shows, The Bachelor and stuff like that, she goes, "You know what? You got your shit, I got mine. You shut your mouth."
Yeah.
well, that's what Shannon says to me all the time. I'm like, we're always going back and forth. We were doing this the other night, and I
It's
was
all
trying to get her to
taste.
watch a show of mine. She's like, I don't like that stuff. And I'm like, well, all you watch is reality TV. She goes, no, I don't. I said, name a new show that you've watched.
Yeah, although
She couldn't think of it.
Cindy's coming around big time, man.
She is. I can't get
The
Shannon.
entry drug was Deadpool, and she's been full board.
Well, Shannon
ever
likes Deadpool, but I just can't get her into the other ones.
Yeah, Cindy's been sort of. I've been married for almost 20 years now, so it's like, yeah, and yeah, she'll dig what I dig, and like I dig some of the stuff that she digs, but I just can't get into The Bachelorette and
No,
all that
absolutely.
shit. But I'll watch Survivor. I can.
I never
watch
got into that either.
But it's a nice happy medium. Like we watch it with the kids, and it's kind of like a nice popcorn night where we just kind of check our brains at the door.
I never watched Big Brother, even though I know there's a lot of
Ugh.
I never got into that.
Yeah,
Then there's
me
Big
neither.
Brother After Dark and all that crap.
Cindy's saccharine sweet candy is The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Really? Yeah, she always posts stuff on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and who cares? It's like I look at cartoons that I've watched, and it's not like they're Academy Award winning performances.
I got stuck on my couch with a operation on my foot, and when I was in high school,
Yeah.
And my sister, we had one TV in the house, so I couldn't get up. My sister Mary made me watch General Hospital for a whole summer, and I actually got into that fucking thing.
Yeah, dude. I
slept for the first week, but then after a while, it's like, all right, there's one TV, there's nothing, I can't go anywhere.
Cindy watches her soap every day. It was, I think it's Days of Our Lives, and I recognize some of the characters. I say, "Hey, that's Patch. He's back, huh?"
Yeah.
Right?
He awoke from the dead?
Yeah, they died just as well. We bitch about this, that kind of shit TV, and they're like, "Wait a minute, he died again?" And we're like, "Well, how many times has Captain America died?"
Yeah.
I was going to say that's our soap right there.
When Days of Our Lives bring in time travel.
Which will happen. Mark my words, Marvel will dip into that at some point. Well, they're probably doing it in the Avenger movies, though.
Set in 1990, Captain Marvel. So there's got to be something there, and
Probably.
it was present day when Nick Fury reached out to her. So we'll see. Anyway, so thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, Jon, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play. We're also on Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube. And if you're really digging the show, as always, leave us a kind word. Leave us some feedback and maybe a 5-star review. You can also follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, and on Facebook. If you just search the Nick, Jon, and Jamie Show, you can follow our page. Thanks again, everybody, and have a awesome week.